Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel Physics with Rams. So today we are going to discuss about circular motion. Before going to start this topic, my humble request to everyone is please watch my previous videos based on other topics. Nothing but we had covered motion in a straight line, motion in a plane, vectors, and we also had discussed about laws of motion. So let us discuss about this circular motion. So consider a body is revolving in a circular path with a radius r. So as the body revolves along this path in this form of a circle, the speed of the body remains constant. Why? Because here the speed does not depend upon direction. Why? Because the body is moving with a uniform motion. Since the body is moving uniformly along this circle, the speed remains constant. Whereas we consider direction. As we consider direction, it changes. Why? Because the direction continuously acts tangential at every point. Suppose if we consider the body at this location, it acts tangentially in the upward direction. Whereas if we consider the body at this position, the direction acts tangential. If you consider the body at this position, it acts tangentially in the downward direction. Similarly, if we consider the body at this point, it acts tangentially in this direction. So in this way, the direction continuously changes for a body when it is revolving uniformly in a circular path. So based on this, if we consider velocity, we know that velocity depends upon magnitude and direction, since it is a vector quantity. So as the direction changes, velocity also changes. So here, based on that, as the velocity changes, acceleration will be acting on the body. So here we had represented about speed, direction, velocity as well as acceleration for a body revolving in a circular path. So here, as we consider that the body is moving uniformly, since we had discussed that the body is moving uniformly, the acceleration acting on the body is resolved into components as a radial acceleration as well as a tangential acceleration. On a body, radial acceleration as well as a tangential acceleration acts. So since we had represented that the body is moving uniformly, the tangential acceleration is equals to 0. The tangential acceleration is equals to 0. Based on this concept, now we are going to discuss about centripetal force. Come to the case. So based on this, we are representing that centripetal force acts on the body in the inward direction. This centripetal force is being represented by F suffix c, where F suffix c is equals to m into acceleration A, mass into acceleration, where this radial acceleration is equals to centripetal acceleration, whereas centripetal acceleration is given as A suffix c equals to v square by r, whereas we can also represent this centripetal acceleration as we know that v is equals to omega r. If we substitute here, we have omega square r square by r. One r gets cancelled, so we have omega square r. This represents a centripetal acceleration, where radial acceleration is equals to centripetal acceleration. If we substitute here, then the centripetal force is given as mass into velocity square, v square by r. This represents a centripetal force. So here, when the body is revolving in a circular path, we had given the equation for centripetal force. Why? Because this is the force which is acting on the body towards inward direction, and it maintains the uniform motion in the circular path. Now The force which balances a centripetal force is known as a centrifugal force. The force which balances a centripetal force is known as a centrifugal force, whereas a centrifugal force is a pseudo force, imaginary force which is being imagined opposite to centripetal force. Whereas the centrifugal force is represented as mv square by r. Equation will be same, whereas centripetal force acts on the body based on this acceleration, whereas the centrifugal force acts opposite to this centripetal force, which is an pseudo force. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now let us consider a conical pendulum. Conical pendulum. We know that a conical pendulum oscillates by an angle in the form of a circle like this. So now here, as you observe that as we oscillate this pendulum which makes an angle of theta, here the tension will be acting in the upward direction due to this pendulum, conical pendulum. So observe that since the pendulum makes an angle of theta, this tension it resolves into components as t cos theta and t sin theta. T cos theta and t sin theta. This t cos theta is being balanced by weight which acts in the downward direction, whereas this t sin theta due to the tension in the case of conical pendulum, it is being balanced by centripetal force. So based on that, we can represent it as t sin theta equals to mv square by r, since the pendulum is moving in a circular path. Whereas let us consider a cone. Consider a cone which makes an angle of theta. Now let us consider a ball. Glass ball is moving in the cone at this position. Observe that when the ball is at this position, here weight acts in the downward direction and normal reaction will be acting vertical. Since this normal reaction makes an angle of theta, it resolves into components as n cos theta and n sin theta. N cos theta and n sin theta. Whereas this n sin theta, this force is being balanced by centripetal force, and it is being represented as mv square by r. N sin theta equals to mv square r, and we know that n cos theta is equals to mg. N cos theta equals to mg. Whereas in this case here we know that t cos theta is equals to mg. T cos theta equals to mg. So now if we divide these two equations, then here we can represent it as a t sin theta by t cos theta is equals to mv square by r by mg, and here m gets cancelled as well as t gets cancelled. Then sin theta by cos theta, nothing but tan theta. Tan theta equals to v square by, here r comes towards denominator, so we can represent it as rg. Then from this here we can represent it as v square equals to rg tan theta, rg tan theta. From this we can represent the velocity of this pendulum, and it is given as v equals to under root of rg tan theta. Velocity of this pendulum is v equals to under root of rg tan theta. In the same way, we can represent the velocity of this glass ball which is revolving in a cone. Let us divide these two equations. If we divide here, we have n sin theta by n cos theta is equals to mv square by r by mg. Observe that m gets cancelled as well as n gets cancelled, and we know that sin theta by cos theta is tan theta. Tan theta is equals to V square by RG. So as we cross multiply this equation, here we get a V square equals to RG tan theta. From this velocity of this ball which is a revolving glass ball which is revolving in a cone is given as V equals to under root of RG tan theta. This represents the velocity of the glass ball which is revolving in a cone by an angle of theta. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now we are going to discuss about circular turning on a road. Let us consider a vehicle is moving on a circular arc. Means here I am going to consider that a vehicle is taking a turning on the road. So now here we have to represent the circular turning of the vehicle on this road. Here observe that as the vehicle is taking turning, here two forces should be represented. The first one is centripetal force. Centripetal force, and we have to represent a centrifugal force, which is an pseudo force. Based on a centripetal force, we represent a centrifugal force. So now here we can, so initially we have to represent the centripetal force when a body is taking a turning. So here as you observe that when the vehicle is moving on a circular path, here the centripetal force is being given based on friction. The centripetal force acts based on friction, as well as the centripetal force acts based on banking of roads. Banking of roads, as well as friction and banking of roads. Banking of roads. So here the centripetal force is being provided on the vehicle based on friction as well as banking of road, as well as friction and banking of roads. So now we are going to discuss each and every case, as well as we are going to give the equation in each case. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now we are going to discuss about the first case of circular motion. So here the first case is the centripetal force is being provided based on the friction. So here let us consider that a vehicle is moving on a horizontal road in a circular path, as the radius of this circular path is being represented by R. So as the vehicle is moving along this circular track on the horizontal road, here the centripetal force should be equals to frictional force, where we know that the centripetal force is being represented as mv square by r, whereas since the vehicle is moving on the circular arc, the frictional force is being represented as mu into m into g. Observe that m gets cancelled on both sides. Based on that, here we can represent it as v square equals to mu rg. Whereas v is equals to under root of mu rg, where r is the radius of this circular path. So now this represents the velocity of the vehicle, means it has to maintain a minimum velocity so that it can move on the horizontal road based on the friction. So now based on this velocity, we are going to represent the maximum safety limit so that the vehicle may turn easily without skidding on the road. For this we consider that the frictional force should be greater than or equals to this centripetal force, or we can also represent it as the centripetal force should be less than or equals to frictional force. So now here as we know that the centripetal force is nothing but mv square by r, which is less than or equals to mg, and here we know that m gets cancelled. So v square is less than or equals to mu mg mu gr, whereas v is less than or equals to mu gr. If a vehicle travels less than the speed, less than this speed or equals to this speed, then it can travel on the horizontal road without skidding from this circular track. Now let's solve a problem based on this. Observe that a bend in a level road has a radius of 100 meters. So here the radius of this level road is 100 meters. Calculate the maximum speed which a car turning bend may have without skidding. Here the vehicle should not skid, but it has to turn on this level road, whereas here he had given that mu is equals to 0.8. So now know that we can consider the value of g as 10 meter per second square. So observe that the maximum safety speed is v is less than or equals to under root of mu gr. So if we substitute these three values in this equation, we can represent the maximum speed of the car, which is here. Observe that v max is equals to under root of mu gr, where the value of mu is 0.8 into 10 into radius is 100 meters. So here observe that under root of 800. So we can represent it as under root of 100 is 10, and here we have where we can represent it as 4 into 2. Under root of 4 is 4 into 2. We can represent it as 10 into under root of 4 is 2, and we know that under root of 2 is 1.414. So from this equation, observe this 2 into 1.4, nothing but 2.828, 2.828 into 10, which is equals to 28.28. Approximately we can consider it as 28 meter per second. This is the maximum safe speed of the car, so that it can turn easily on the horizontal level road without skidding. Take a screenshot, we will continue. Now we are going to discuss the second case. Observe the second case, by banking of roads. So here as we observe that some places we cannot move on the horizontal road by using friction in all the cases. Why? Because either the speed of the vehicle will be maximum, or the speed of the vehicle may be maximum, or the turning may be sharp. So when the vehicle crosses the sharp turning, or when the vehicle moves with maximum speed, it cannot cross the circular path based on the friction. For this we use banking of roads. So here what happens is the roads are designed by an angle like this. In this way, by banking of roads, the vehicle can cross the road easily without any problem. So instead of depending on friction, we are banking the roads so that the vehicle can easily cross the sharp bendings. So here come to the case, as the vehicle crosses this circular path, the weight acts in the downward direction, whereas the normal reaction, it makes an angle of theta with respect to this vertical line. Since it makes an angle of theta, it resolves into components as n cos theta and n sin theta, n cos theta and n sin theta. Observe this. Since the normal reaction makes an angle of theta, it resolves into components as n cos theta and n sin theta, whereas this n sin theta balances the centripetal force. It is being represented as a centripetal force. Based on that, here we can represent it as n sin theta equals to mv square by r. Observe that n cos theta is being balanced by weight. So here based on that we can represent it as n cos theta equals to mg. So if we divide these two equations, here we can represent it as n sin theta by n cos theta is equals to mv square by r by mg. Observe this, m gets cancelled and here n gets cancelled. Sin theta by cos theta, which is nothing but tan theta. Tan theta is equals to v square by rg. From this equation here we can represent the v square equals to rg tan theta. So v is equals to under root of rg tan theta. This represents the velocity of the vehicle so that it can cross easily on the banked road on a sharp turning. Now let's solve a problem based on this speed. What should be the angle of banking of a circular track of radius 600 meters? So here radius of this circular track is 600 meters, which is designed so that the vehicle can travel at an average speed of 180 kmph. So here the speed is given as 180 kmph. Now we have to convert it into meter per second. Observe that 180 into 5 by 18. So 18 tens. Observe this, 10 into 5 nothing but 50 meter per second. This represents the speed of the vehicle. Now what we have to find? We have to find the angle of this banking of road. So we have to find theta. Observe this equation, tan theta equals to v square by rg. Suppose if we substitute these values in this equation, here we have tan theta equals to v is 50 square, nothing but 50 into 50 by r is 600 into g 10. So here 1 0 gets cancelled and here 1 0 gets cancelled, and here tan theta is equals to 5 into 5, 25 by 60. 5 5 is 5, 12 sir. So here we have tan theta is equals to 5 by 12. So on solving this, we get theta is equals to 22.8 degrees. So this should be the angle of the road so that the vehicle can travel at this speed without skidding. Take a screenshot, we will continue. The third case is by friction and banking of roads. So here we are going to consider the case of friction acting on the vehicle as well as a banking of a road. So here when we consider a vehicle is moving on a circular road, the normal reaction will be acting like this. It does not change. Based on the banking of road, it remains a constant. So here the weight will be acting in the downward direction. So here banking of road remains constant as well as a normal reaction will be constant. Whereas here as we consider the frictional force, either it might act in the outward direction or inward direction. The frictional force may act in the outward direction or inward direction. So here when we consider the frictional force is acting in the inward direction, then we can represent that V is greater than under root of GR tan theta. Whereas if the frictional force is acting outwards, then we represent the velocity as under root of V is less than under root of GR tan theta. Suppose if we consider that the frictional force is equal to 0, then we can represent that V is equal to under root of GR tan theta. V equals to GR tan theta. Observe this case. When the frictional force is acting inwards, then we represent V is greater than under root of GR tan theta. Suppose if the frictional force is acting outwards, then here we represent V is less than under root of GR tan theta. If the frictional force is equal to 0, then V equals under root of GR tan theta. So it is inwards, outwards, 0. So now here we are going to represent the case when the frictional force is acting inwards. So the road which is making an angle of theta. See, it is a banked road by an angle of theta. Now let us consider a vehicle is moving on this banked road. So here we know that the normal reaction will be always perpendicular to the vehicle, and here as you observe that the weight acts always perpendicular to the horizontal surface. So weight acts in the downward direction. Since the normal reaction it makes an angle of theta with this vertical line, it resolves into components as n cos theta and n sin theta. N cos theta and n sin theta. Observe this frictional force is acting in the inward direction. We are going to consider the case where the frictional force is acting in the inward direction. So here, since this frictional force makes an angle of theta, it resolves into components as f cos theta and f sin theta. F cos theta and f sin theta. Why? Because transpose triangles possess same angles, and we know it familiarly. So let us write this equation. Observe this: n sin theta and f cos theta are being represented by centripetal force. So here we have n sin theta plus f cos theta. Why? Because these two forces are acting along the same direction. That's why here it is being represented as n sin theta plus f cos theta equals to mv square by r, where r is the radius of this banked road, circular track. Whereas observe this, n cos theta minus f sin theta is equals to mg, weight of the body. So now here the maximum value of a frictional force is F is equals to mu n. If we substitute this value in this equation, here these two equations can be represented as n sin theta plus mu n cos theta is equals to mv square by r, whereas n cos theta minus mu n sin theta is equals to mg. Now here let us divide these two equations. Then here we can observe these two equations. We can take n as common. So if we take n as common, we have sin theta plus mu cos theta by n into cos theta minus mu into sin theta is equals to mv square by r by mg. So here as you observe that m gets cancelled as well as n gets cancelled. Now the equation is sin theta plus mu cos theta by cos theta minus mu sin theta is equals to v square by rg. Now let us divide this equation, numerator and denominator, with cos theta. So here we are going to divide numerator and denominator by cos theta. Sin theta by cos theta is tan theta plus mu into cos theta by cos theta, nothing but cos theta and cos theta gets cancelled. So we have 1, and again here also this cos theta by cos theta is 1 minus mu into sin theta by cos theta is tan theta, which is equals to v square by rg. So from this equation, here the velocity is given as v square equals to rg into mu plus tan theta by 1 minus mu tan theta. From this the maximum speed can be given as v equals to under root of rg into mu plus tan theta by 1 minus mu tan theta. So this represents the speed of the vehicle when we consider both friction and banking of road. Take a screenshot. I hope that you had enjoyed my video. please give a like to this video, share this video to your friends, and don't forget to subscribe my channel. Thank you.